You've heard it by now, right? CNN's Manu Raju was kind of chasing her down the hall as she was getting from one point to the other. And he was trying to ask her a question, and she had absolutely no time for him. Cut number 2, here's the exchange that everybody seems to be talking about these days.
Senator McSally, should the Senate consider new evidence as part of the impeachment trial?
Manu, you're a liberal hack. I'm not talking to you.
And incidentally, she says it twice. Why don't we have the second time? None of these clips that I've seen, even on TV, play it both times. She says it 2 times. I'd like the full clip, guys, because she says it a second time for emphasis. Well, cue the outrage. The media machine is on overdrive. They can't believe a United States senator would call one of CNN's finest a liberal hack. Incidentally, that's all she called him. And she called him twice. She later was asked, did you regret calling this guy a liberal hack?
Senator, do you regret what you said?
No, Laura, I do not. And I said it again, actually, as I went in. I said, you're a liberal hack, buddy. As you know, I mean, these CNN reporters, but many of them around the Capitol, they are so biased. They are so in cahoots with the Democrats. They so can't stand the president. And they run around trying to chase, Republicans and ask trapping questions. I'm a fighter pilot. I called it like it is. And that's what we see out of the mainstream media, and especially CNN, every single day. So obviously, I'm gonna tell the truth, and I did it today, and it's laughable how they've responded.
Well, they were saying you've gone full Trump.
Well, they've also said that it was unbecoming a senator, and I lashed out and all sorts.
What do they? I have a question. What do they do on a daily basis?
Right.
What they call Trump a Russian asset, they call all of you hacks on a daily basis. I mean, every line, and they always say, "Well, sources tell us," or what we understand, or people are saying. Right. Meanwhile, it's just the people at the CNN, reporters or producers meeting.
Exactly. And then the Democrat senators walk by and they say, "Hi, how are you today?" And then they chase after the Republicans. Yeah. It's honestly ridiculous, as you know.
She just sealed her reelection. She just gave herself reelection. Americans in Arizonans are standing up and cheering for her. That's fantastic. That's incredible. And Mark this morning, well, I don't know if that's I'm like, Mark, don't go down that path. Don't start pulling out your vapors and your pearls. You put your clutching pearls away. We got to fight these guys. She didn't insult Manu Raju. She called him a hack. She didn't attack his character. She attacked his work. Now, how did they respond? Because the media is enraged at this. Check out Chris Cuomo, the tough guy over at CNN. He had some choice words for this female former fighter pilot, Senator Martha McSally. This is CNN last night. Chris Cuomo, cut 4.
That's what was so upsetting about McSally today. This is a woman with an amazing record of service to this country, and she really acted like a punk today. She did a disservice to herself and the seat that she holds, which is John McCain.
But she wasn't even elected.
Now, riddle me this, Batman. In the scheme of name-calling, what's worse? Calling somebody a punk or calling somebody a hack? A hack is reflective of the work you do as an alleged journalist. A punk? That goes right to her character. Chris Cuomo, the tough guy over at CNN, is so dopey, is so obtuse, he doesn't even recognize how he makes her point for her. He's too stupid to even recognize calling somebody a punk is every bit as dumb, if you think it's dumb, as calling a reporter a liberal hack. You just made her point for her. You guys are dreadful. You're the worst. Why should she sit there and play footsie with a reporter who incidentally has promulgated false reports in the past? CNN had to apologize for a report that he aired earlier in the year that was wrong. They had to correct it. This guy is in the tank for the Democrats like the rest of them are at CNN, and a U.S. senator called him out on it. I'm sorry. If you're having a problem with what Martha McSally did yesterday, you got to buck up. you got to put your big boy pants on, and you got to put your big girl clothes on, and you got to buck up, and you got to realize we are in a brutal battle. She's got to win in Arizona. Republicans must win. We got to regain control of the House. We've got to maintain control of the Senate, and we've got to hold on to the presidency, and it ain't beanbag. When you've got Chris Cuomo calling you a punk, you call him a hack right back if you're in the Senate. You go right at these guys just the way President Trump does, because you know what's happening? You're winning. And don't get skittish like my friend Mark Davis did this morning. I give him credit after I made an impassioned response to his wavering. He basically threw in the towel and said, "You're right, Mike. I'm seeing this the wrong way, and I think you're absolutely right." So I had to convince him. Have I convinced you? Let's find out. 1-800-655-MIKE. Do you agree with me? Or do you believe that it's a bridge too far for a senator to call a CNN reporter a liberal hack? Is that adding to the degeneration of our discourse? Oh, okay. Well, what is calling a woman a punk doing if you're Fredo Cuomo on CNN? We're in the ReliefFactor.com studios. 800-655-MIKE. 800-655-6453 is our number. Press 1 to come on air with me. Press 2 to leave a voicemail message for us here at Team Gallagher. Or if you'd like to text us your comments, the MyPillow text line is wide open.